Have you ever had a gut feeling that someone was lying to you, but you couldn't prove it? Turns out your gut was probably right. Because while people can control their words, almost nobody can fully control their body. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 10 body language signs that quietly expose a liar. Signs that FBI agents, therapists, and poker players train themselves to spot. By the end of this video, you won't just watch people the same way again. You'll actually start reading them. Let's get into it. Here's the thing most people get wrong about lying. They think liars sweat, stutter, and avoid eye contact, like in the movies. But real liars are smarter than that. Many of them know the classic tricks, so they'll force eye contact and act extra calm on purpose. That's exactly why you need to look at the small, involuntary signals instead. The ones people don't even know they're giving off. Psychologists call this leakage, when stress leaks out through the body even while the mouth stays in control. So stick around, because sign number 7 is one almost nobody notices, and it's honestly the most reliable one on this list.
Sign 1. Micro-expressions that flash and vanish. A micro-expression is a flash of real emotion that shows up on someone's face for less than half a second before they cover it with a fake expression. Think of it like a text message notification that pops up for a split second before you swipe it away. The truth flashes, then gets hidden. If someone's mouth is smiling but their eyes flash with fear or tension for a split second first, that's leakage. That's the real emotion trying to escape before the mask goes back on. Quick tip, watch for a mismatch between the top half of the face and the bottom half. Genuine smiles crinkle the eyes. Fake smiles usually don't. Sign 2, touching the face, neck, or mouth. Ever noticed how liars love to touch themselves? Not in a weird way, I mean their own face and neck. Here's why. Lying increases stress, and stress increases blood flow and nerve tingling in the face and neck. So people unconsciously scratch their nose, rub their neck, or touch their lips to self-soothe. It's basically their nervous system whispering, "Something's wrong here," even while their mouth is saying, "Trust me." One touch means nothing, but a sudden pattern of touching right after a question? That's worth noticing. Sign 3, the fake smile test. Not all smiles are created equal. A real smile, called a Duchenne smile, activates muscles around the eyes automatically. You literally cannot fake it on command. A liar smile often only uses the mouth. The eyes stay flat. It looks a little too perfect, a little too held. Next time someone smiles right after telling you something suspicious, check the eyes first. That's where the truth hides.
Sign 4, sudden stillness. Here's a plot twist. Nervous people don't always fidget. Sometimes they do the opposite. They freeze. This is an old survival instinct. When we feel threatened, our brain sometimes triggers a freeze response, just like an animal that stops moving when it senses a predator nearby. So if someone who's normally expressive and animated suddenly goes stiff and controlled while answering a question, that stillness itself is the red flag. Sign 5, feet pointing toward the exit. This one's sneaky because almost nobody thinks to look down. Our feet are the most honest part of our body, simply because we forget to control them. When someone feels uncomfortable or wants to escape a conversation, their feet often quietly turn toward the nearest door, even while their face stays calm and their upper body stays engaged. So next time you're having a serious conversation, glance down for a second. The feet often confess before the mouth does. Sign 6, verbal nonverbal mismatch. This is one of the clearest giveaways there is. If someone says, "Yes, I'm sure," while slowly shaking their head no, that's a mismatch. Their subconscious is contradicting their words in real time. Same goes for someone saying, "I'm not upset," through clenched teeth or crossed arms. When the body and the words tell two different stories, believe the body. It's slower to lie.
Sign 7, the delayed emotional reaction. Okay, here's the one I promised you earlier, and it's genuinely one of the most underrated signs out there. Watch the timing of someone's emotional reaction, not just the reaction itself. When something genuinely shocking or upsetting happens, real emotion appears almost instantly, within a fraction of a second. But when someone's faking a reaction, there's often a tiny delay. Their brain has to first process the situation, then decide how to react, and only then perform the emotion. That little gap, even half a second, is called a reaction lag, and it's incredibly hard to fake convincingly.
Sign number 8, overly detailed, rehearsed answers. This one isn't about the body exactly. It's about how the body moves while talking. Truthful people often say less because they're just recalling a memory. Liars, on the other hand, often over-explain because they're building a story, not remembering one. Watch the hands during this. Genuine recall usually comes with natural, relaxed gestures. Rehearsed lies often come with stiffer, more repetitive hand movements, almost like the person is reading an invisible script in their head. Sign number 9, blocking behavior. When people feel exposed or dishonest, they subconsciously want a barrier between themselves and the person they're talking to. This shows up as crossed arms, holding a bag or cup close to the chest, or even angling their whole body slightly away. It's the adult version of a kid hiding behind a pillow. The brain is saying, protect yourself, even in a normal conversation.
Sign 10, pupil dilation. Last one, and it's wild because it's almost impossible to fake or control. When we're under stress, like when we're lying, our pupils naturally dilate slightly due to adrenaline. It's an automatic nervous system response. You obviously won't be measuring pupils with a ruler in daily life, but in good lighting, at close range, an unusually widened or fluctuating pupil during a tense question can be a subtle but powerful clue